Today's Captain's Blog welcomes our newest sponsor, Michael Meredith. Thank you, sir, for joining the weird.
Let's start rolling on stuff.
Rolling on away. Where's the record button? I don't know where the record button.
Where you turn it on.
Yep.
And then record on the Zoom.
Yep.
Can I
Rolling
get
on yellow and sound.
sync, please?
Oh, wait. What?
Fuck, are we rolling? We're not.
It's all your fault.
I think I turned the record lamp off.
Why would you do that on the overhead camera?
Because one day we had people who would freak out when they saw the red light on.
It's recording.
Oh, okay.
I'm a fucking genius.
So we don't really need to do like the hi, welcome to the geek group thing because we're just going to transition straight from the autopsy to this.
Okay.
We should have them pop up from behind the table so it's a clean entrance.
Shut up. God, you're a dick.
I'll do it.
This is why I don't do that.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not proud.
Just do it. You're out of... When you're ready, you dick.
I fixed the thing too while I was done.
Well, that's not even a clean entrance now.
Clean entrance. Now I came up clean. You couldn't see me and then you could. And I fixed the thing.
You made a fourth wall breaking reference to something they can't see.
Alright, so we've got the tracker. Well, this is the tracker and its whole assembly. This is collectively referred to as the automatic tracking device. And what it is, and this is where things get kind of cool because we get to dig into this. And nobody notices that I'm wearing a different shirt and I've had a haircut. Totally don't notice that. Also don't notice the glitter in my hair. Thanks. May the 4th. Yeah, it was great. So, we did a video where we talked about how the magnetic fields work on a piece of magnetic tape, right? And how they get moved across the head, and as the tape moves by the head, it reads the analog signals. Cool. Same thing, kind of, except this isn't analog signals. This is digital-ish signals. They're not really analog because it isn't a continuously changing waveform. It's either on or off. Each one of these notes exists in a binary state. If it's on, there's a hole in the paper. If it's off, there's just paper. And it works through this. This is the reed head in tape player parlance, but here, 100 years ago, they called it a tracking bar. Yep, this is the tracking bar. And what this does is it allows air in. It works on a vacuum. And when there's a hole, air can go through, and when there's just paper, it blocks the air. And this goes to, and we're gonna dig into this a bit because I want to show behind it. But it basically there's a supply reel here, a take-up reel here, and the reed head here. And it works very similar mechanically. It works very similar to how analog tape does. Now this isn't going to load on there. I'm going to turn this around and you don't get to watch. Because I need to be able to see it to do this. I'm going to crank that back a bit. Maybe I can get lucky and it'll work. Enough. See, everybody marveled when I could thread a reel-to-reel in seconds, but player piano, I've never done editing on a player piano, so I don't really know. Oh, well, I learned that comes out. Okay. Well, that's how you change the reels. Okay. Alright. Okay. So now you can see that. This is supply reel, take-up reel, reed head, and as this one pulls, you can see it goes across. Now, those of you who are music geeks will notice really quickly If you've ever played in a MIDI sequencer, pretty much any type, I mean, even if you've got time in Fruity Loops, you've seen this before, except instead of up and down, it goes left and right. This, here, I know how to rewind it by hand. I figured that out. Well, I had it figured out, and then I changed something. Why you go the wrong way? There we go, okay. This looks exactly like sequencer steps, and I'm sure there's I think they call it, hang on, what do they call it in the sequencer? It's, oh yeah, the piano roll display. So, you can see how that goes by. There is a guy, and I'll have to look it up, and we'll put the link below in the description of that, but there is a guy who, if you're familiar with Black MIDI, which is where basically people do fractal, mathematical, artistic, I just did a lot of drugs and 50 other reasons, to do as many things in a MIDI file as you can. Before that, way before MIDI existed, there was a guy who did things with really heavy math. Like, he played a lot around with pi and weird ratios and ridiculous time signatures and stuff like that. And he did Black MIDI with piano rolls, with player pianos. And it's really weird stuff. Some of it's kind of cool, but it's really the absolute limits of the technology, and it probably would have killed this old piano if we'd have tried it. But I'll put a link to that guy, he's kind of cool. So let's take this out. Oh, I figured that out. By the way, if you ever have to take the roll out of a player piano, it works like a toilet paper tube. You push it on the one side, and this side over here is spring-loaded. You can see the thing move, and this side just locks onto the car. So, so it secretly bothers me that we can't figure out what song this is. So I'm just going to lay it out right there and let you guys get a look at it. And we'll let it go by a little bit. And maybe somebody can comment with what the song is. Because that'd be kind of cool to know. Figure out what the song is. You should actually be able to work it out, especially if you're handy in MIDI. You could actually program these in. Oh, a big change. Let's see what this is. What is that? So there's your puzzle to figure out. Comment if you can figure it out, and if you can prove it. If you can cite sources and prove you've got it right, I will send you the roll. Win that. That's your contest for the day. So let's dig into this a little bit. Let's see what we've really got here. I'm going to lay this down. Can I just pop that out? Will that come out as easy as the other one? No, of course not. Alright, so this is... It's wood or bakelite? I think it's wood. This is painted wood. And we've got all kinds of stuff happening here. Move that engages and disengages. And it works, the clutch is on these little pins right here. You see them down in here. These little pins there, that's the entire clutch. As if those pins go up against each other now. This one is a follower for the little gear. And then...
Pause.
Turn it just a little bit.
That one?
No, not really. Yeah.
Ah, Daddy knows what you want. Alright. So we can see the little follower gear here, the main gear here. This one engages on the take-up reel. So it's all driven here off this chain. There is, it's hard to see, so looking really close, but right here is a little sprocket wheel with a ratcheting pulse system. Fuck me, I can't talk today! It's a follower with a little ratcheting pawl. So this wants to let this turn this way, and then grabs it the other way. So you can do this with it. So that makes it turn, and then it'll let it just go. Which is weird, because when you're turning it that way, you're forcing it off the reel. So it isn't like a rewind thing. Alright. So, let's open it up a little bit. I gotta be kind of careful with it, because I do want to be able to put it back together someday. That's too big. All my screwdrivers are too big for this. You? Maybe? They're really narrow.
There's a super tiny one by the keyboard there.
That? It's Phillips. This might do it. Ah, just barely. Okay. Now we got to be careful because I don't actually want to lose screws this time. I'm just going to carefully lift this out because behind it should be a whole bunch of tubes, and I'm kind of curious how they interface all the tubes to the tracker bar. So let's take a look. Probably. Oh! Well, there's your problem. Okay. I don't have to worry about screwing it up. Somebody a long time ago already did. So I'm going to take this is really cool. We saw these out in the big room there. Take a look at that. That's a nut. It's made out of leather. Entirely. Like there's nothing else there but leather. It's a nub of leather with a little hole drilled through it, and they use it in here as a nut. Which is really cool. I'm going to take that out. Now I can lift the entire tracker bar out, and I want you to see this as I do. It's kind of cool. That's the and you can hear things falling off. That's the tracker bar. And all of the lead pipes that are supposed to connect to it right here don't. There's a little washer thing. There's a rat's nest of lead pipes. These are cloth-covered lead pipes coming out the back. There's a whole tangle of those there. But where they're actually supposed to connect to, they don't. They're all broken off inside. And you can see in there, they're broken off way in the back. So that didn't happen with us. This came that way, and that would have been, somebody at some point decided they didn't want to hear this thing anymore. So they cut all the stuff out inside, and now we figured out how. But somebody intentionally disabled this at some point in history. So we can set this aside for a minute. So we have a whole pile of little holes, and the way they come out, this is a good way to show it. You can see the holes on top are all in single file. If I roll that over, you can see all the holes down here in single file. And I would imagine there's 88 of them because there's 88 keys on a piano. As it goes through, because these have to be packed so densely, on the back side, they're actually stacked above and below. And it's just every other one. It isn't, because they could have done it, white keys on the bottom, black keys on top, but it's all up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So that's our reed head, and there's one really big pipe here on the end that's in line but separate from. I don't know what this is for, but it is a machine readable part. So there's something that's printed in the music that has to do with that. Inside, aside from that, it's pretty simple. It's a supply reel, take-up reel, and a reed head with a lot of tubes. The rest is all just linkages for speed, direction, stuff like that. It's a really simple transmission. I'm going to put this back together real quick because we're done with this, and while and this is an important thing to remember as you take stuff apart, if you want to put it back together again in the future, put it back together again as much as you can now, because you probably won't remember where all the little twiddly bits go. And this is just an extra piece. Go there. The funny thing is, this bolt threads into this bar on the tracker bar, and it actually threads into there. So what is the purpose of the little piece of leather? Because it's not really strong enough to be a lock washer. It's not putting any real force on it. Is it decorative? Is it to control vibration? Is it a bumper for something else that isn't here in this particular subassembly? This back up here, this back up here. This is a stupid screwdriver where the grip bit slides. Like, there's a spinny part on the bottom for like doing precision stuff, but this is a grippy part, and the grippy part slides easily. Such is the quality of modern day craftsman tools. Who aren't a sponsor, and I'm okay with that. Okay, so that's all together. And we can see that this bar here, the reason for this linkage is for the transposer. In normal range, it should be here. That's the center. You can see it transposes high to low. So if I want to shift this low, I can pull this little lever out, and if I push it over this way, you can see this is rigidly mounted. This piece slides, and this gives me a very long lever to move. So if I pull that out, and I'll just move the lever here, you can see. But watch this. Watch this in reference to a fixed point, like sight right here or something, and you'll see the whole thing moves. Now that's a big deal because you have to take into account what has to happen for that to work. All those tubes connect off the back here. You can see in there, you can see all the little tubes. So those all connect off the back. So those all have to be a flexible connection. Maybe over its 100-year lifespan, because it's lead, does lead work harder? I don't know. But it's metal, so it probably does to some degree. Moving back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, maybe they just started breaking off. That could have been how it died. So there is our look at the tracker assembly, the automatic tracking device for a player piano. And now we get to go into the next part. My testicles.
I was going to ask, like...
I figured somebody would hand it up.
It was more, I was happy with just that. How much do you want to get into from
I
there?
got other fucking parts to check out. I'll
Okay.
touch on the other ones briefly.
Okay. Do you want the hammers first or the rest of, do you want the hammers first?
Doesn't matter. Just This part probably first.
Steven?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I
So
thought
we
you
go
were.
from there to that, then from there to that.
Want help?
I'm not sure. Can you please make that sound some more? I like that.
There's a ringtone for next month.
Pleases me.
There's nowhere to grab. Okay.
Carefully, but great.
Everyone wash their hands after the shoot.
Yeah, everybody washes their hands before they eat. Take this and set it
Somewhere.
away.
Just on the floor here is fine.
It's the pins.
We already touched a bit on the bags, but if you wanted to revisit those, feel free. Like the little ones on the back.
Okay. All right, so this is the pneumatic player action. Now we've gone through the tracker, which is a big part of that. But from the tracker, all those tubes that stick out the back, they go down, and this is the other end of all those tubes. So we have this here, which I'm pretty sure is an air-powered motor. Okay, this is an air motor. Because you have down below the big pump pedals, and that's your vacuum generator. So these, they pump air up, or vacuum, and you've got this really cool crank system. So this powers the transmission on the side of our big player system, so the tracker head. This gives that all the motion it needs to do stuff. So this really is just an air engine, and if it weren't for the fact that it's completely destroyed, I may resuscitate this to some degree, because I think I like building little steam engines and stuff. It's been a thing I've done since I was a kid, and I think it'd be kind of cool to have this thing just running off a vacuum pump. Could be kind of cool. But you can see the valve system for it. But it's a really simple little 3-lung engine. It's kind of cool. So that makes this move. This moves the paper. The vacuum feeds down into these. These take it down to here. And this step, so we've step by step, this step is there's little bellows down in here. You can see them folding down there. That's the bellows. So when you admit a vacuum to one of these tubes, so that moves the little bellows. It sucks the bellows closed. And that pushes this up. And it's just repeated 88 times. So that's this mechanism. It's really simple, but it's repeated so many times that it gets unimaginably complicated. And that's a recurring theme through a piano. It's really simple, there's just a hell of a lot of it. So pianos and mixing consoles, that's what they have in common. And now we go on to the next part. You have little hammers that are actually going out and hitting. So you can see what's happening here is normally this would be pressed up against the springs, and this is the dampener. Okay, this keeps the strings from just vibrating sympathetically. Otherwise, when you played any one key, you'd hear notes out of a bunch of other keys because they'd resonate in This here is, wow, I'm fucking dumb some days. Alright, so let's take a look here. We've got the hammer on top, and we've also got the damper down here. This is a damper that just rests, these all rest normally just chilling against the strings. Otherwise, without this, and you can try this at home, on the bottom of your piano you've got 3 pedals. When you push one of them, all of these will raise back a little bit, and it unmutes all the strings. It's the sustain pedal. And if you press any one key, you'll hear all kinds of sounds coming out of other keys because they're going to vibrate in resonance with the one key. You get into overtones and harmonics and fundamentals, and there's really cool math, and go learn about Pythagoras. He's a cool dude. But what we care about is when you press the thing, the first thing that happens is it pulls this back. So we're going to actuate this through a whole cycle really slow. The first thing that happens is it pulls back the damper. So now the string is open and can make noise. The second thing that happens is the hammer for that string comes down and it hits, and right there's where it hits, and it'll actually come out a little bit further because it's going to move with some speed when you push it like that. But this happens too fast for us to really see, so it goes down. Now watch it really close. I'm not going to move backwards. I'm going to keep moving all the way through the stroke. See how it bounces back just a little bit? Watch this again. We hit, and then we come back. So it's doing that boom, okay, and this hits the string, sets it vibrating, and then gets off it so that it can play the note as long as you want, and then when you let go, this is already out of the way. We don't want to have this go back forward to mute it. So what happens is this little thing down here, as you come off the key, presses back against the string and mutes the string. So the whole process looks like that. And it happens very, very fast. And this is what you're seeing when somebody's playing the piano, is you see all the little hammers move. You're supposed to go back, dude. You have some issues there. But you found it eventually, and we're proud of you. And you can see that all the hammers, this is a good example here because we have one hanging down. The hammers inside have a wood core with a sharp edge, and then there's a hard felt inner area, the purple, and then the yellow is a softer felt, and then there's just a layer of gunge on the outside from 100 years of dust. But these are shaped very specifically to provide very specific actions as it hits. And that's why if we go down on this end, the bass register keys are really fat and big, and you've got a big giant wood wedge. And then the upper register keys where do we lose? Okay, right about, yeah, here we can still see there's a hair thin layer of the purple. And then the next key up, so pretty much the top octave. Yeah, just about the top octave. There is no purple in there anymore. It's just felt, it's a little tiny beak, and that's it. I don't know what this part is called. Everything in a piano has a special name that's like 300 years old. I'm calling it the beak. This is the beak here. So the keys are shaped very differently when you get up to the very high ones to the very low ones. And down on the bottom, we've got this big, giant foot here. It's not so much a beak anymore, it's a big foot. So there really isn't much to see for mechanism on this side. I mean, this is where all the action happens. You've got all the dampers and the hammers, but if we turn this around, now you can see stuff happening, okay? And check out this link here. That's the actual mechanism of what's happening in a piano. There's tons of stuff going on. Look at all those levers. So you can see how this works here. I'll try and get out of the way. So it rests against this little block here on the rebound. And there's little leashes. You can see these here. There's these little leashes right here. They keep it from jumping away. There's a lot of stuff going on. This is really incredibly intricate, fine cabinetry, woodworking stuff happening here. And I think it's neat. Pianos are fun. But that takes us through all of the fundamental parts of this player piano, and we got to explore a whole lot of stuff along the way, and I want to thank all you guys for hanging out with me and learning about this stuff. So you go find something cool to take apart, or at the very least, take the cover off your piano, play it, and look inside. There's a lot of stuff going on in there, and it's really cool. I'm Chris Boden, thank you for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time. Fuck off! Y'all bitches can't afford me anymore. That it for today?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're done. Stop rolling.
Alright. Stop and wait. Look at that. So what's the current status, Batman?
Plugging shit in. We got nice new switches, nice new breakers, just gorgeous. All the LEDs incandescents replaced with LEDs inside of the gauges. I just got to plug everything back in, and a little tweaking here and there, and we'll have the bare necessities all ready to go.
We're almost ready to start. Dog is excited.
He's in the boat.
Jerry's right there.
Oh. Yeah. Shear outer training. Right. That's the thing. I guess we'll be back. You just wanted to find.
Boop. Hi. How you doing? Yeah. You suck. Urgh. In 30 seconds, she'll be snoring again.
Let's see.
I'm harassing your dog.
You're hurrying my dog out again for internet.
No, I'm just harassing
Oh,
her.
you're just harassing.
It's fun. I wait until she starts snoring, then I boop her. Takes about 30 seconds for her to be snoring again. Your dog can sleep like it's her job.
Is it not her job?
Pretty much is.
It's my job right now.
Well, you're halfway there. You are laying down. Relaxing, out on a boat on a sunny afternoon. Oh, dog snoring again. Hi, I'm watching you. Dog's like, you're creepy as fuck and you're freaking me out.
Two shits about you.
You gotta see the look she's giving me.
Not two shits.
So it's the little red one.
It's gonna be your horn eventually.
If ever the horn works. Need a recommendation for a good horn for this boat. Has to be a marine rated horn. Because the one that's on it sucks.
How do we know? We never powered it up.
The one that's on it? Yeah, we did. Yeah. It does the same generic that they all do.
What more do you need?
I want something with authority.
Smart dog. Gotta let it go before you touch it. Ask me how I know. Yeah, plug this guy in. Call the backbone done.
Okay, motor is totally topped up with water. I'm about to attempt to start it. Clear. Oh, we got to trim up?
Trim down a bit.
Trim down?
Yeah.
Must have moved again.
Go down a little bit more. Alright.
Clear?
Hold on. Gotta readjust them up so they move again. Alright.
I wanna.
Oh, carburetor.
Yeah. Okay, you gotta let it prime up a bit.
I wonder if we can manually do that. Oh, we give that a moment. Come here.
I love your vinyl cutter.
Huh?
I love your vinyl cutter.
Well, I'm glad.
We like it too. That's why we have one.
We should take this off so we can see inside there. Straining that battery down.
Let me grab a... We're gonna stop recording. That extra negative there goes to the trim, so you don't have to worry about it right now.
Okay.
Let's just see if we can get it to crank up. Can't see anything. Almost had it.
Little carb thing. I wish Craig was here. No, fuck that. He hasn't even took the parts list yet. Carb just got totally rebuilt. Might be out of adjustment a little bit.
The adjustment screws
close.
on right here. One of them. There's another one. Just.
You want to take this, Chris, so you can see him
Just
doing it
keep
up
doing
close?
what you're doing.
Stubby.
Stubby would be nice.
Let's see if I can-
That's half a turn.
Hey, stuff.
Hey, we got some snacks in there for the open doors. Go
Oh,
grab some.
cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Are you the guys that they were saying pull around back or gonna help you unload?
maybe.
No, the donation we already did.
Oh,
It was just those computers over by your boat.
Oh, okay.
Give that a shot.
You don't have to know anything about coffee.
Very small. Very little.
You want your shot? Clear.
Needs more fuel yet.
Sounds more like timing. The carb.
No, it's carb.
Is it carb?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
carb. We just took the carb off, completely rebuilt it, put the carb back on.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
because it started before.
So we found out he fucked up the flow just again. Like exact same problem.
Okay, try that one.
Clear?
Yep.
It's so close. Might not be the carb, it might be the throttle link.
I didn't change the throttle linkage, I only changed the shifting linkage. Winnie.
Oh, so close. Hang on, let me give her a little forward. Huh?
Hold on. That bellows is not hooked up.
What bellows not hooked up? Motherfucker.
What?
How did that come off?
Bellows is off?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me the bellows. Dude, we gotta take a lot of shit apart to get to that. Oh. That's gonna suck. Is it intake or exhaust? Well, we can sort this thing out, then come back to that. That's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Which, the adjustment, the other adjustment screw right over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thought I saw a lot of exhaust. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's the exhaust. It's not too terrible.
Which is it, inside or outside?
It's the outside one, so I don't think I have to completely fucking disassemble it all to get to it, but we'll see.
That sucks.
I believe it, you screwed it. Shouldn't have popped off.
Clear.
So close.
Clear.
Where's she idling? Chris, what's the idle? You don't want to be right behind it. You want to be off the side. If you push it in gear, it kicks it.
Clear.
sweet.
Good. Running really good.
It's a little loud,
You got
but
good oil? Well, it's just the bellows.
yeah.
Good oil pressure.
Where's the idle?
800.
Right where it should be.
Yep.
Hold on. Winnie! Winnie, come here. I'll be right back.
It's loud.
Come here.
Smoking,
It's all that chemicals that
stinking,
clean it down
nasty
with.
shit.
Ugh.
Yeah, feel free to come grab a snack.
Cool, thanks, sir. What's that popping, cracking sound?
Oh, thank you.
I don't know what that was.
Hey, Batman!
Thank you. Okay,
Thought that was outside the boat. Nope. Whoa. Something's burning that's not coolant.
Yeah.
Can you get this open so we can see more of the
In
engine?
there, you can't see anything in there.
It's coming from the back wall.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Batman! Yeah. There.
That, I think something might be on fire. That's smoke.
Where? Are you
I'm
seeing?
smelling it.
Okay, but are you seeing it?
No.
Okay, then you're just smelling stuff, and until you see something, you got nothing. It's making crackles and pops and bad noises. Stinks like hell. Like we're hearing loud snaps and pops.
Oh, I smell it.
Yeah, I'm
Sure
just
you weren't
saying,
hearing that boiling, or was it electrical sounds?
it wasn't necessarily electrical, but it
It
was
didn't sound like boiling
loud
either.
crackles and pops and shit. I don't see nothing. Some really loud, like, snap.
There shouldn't be anything.
It didn't sound like an electric car. It sounded like a really loud snap. A couple times.
I don't know if it's snap.
Maybe. Let me fire it back up. Keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Alright, stay here. Okay. Alright, let's heat her up. Clear. Oh. Clear. Down in here.
Coolant's boiling.
Coolant's boiling a little bit. I want that to go down. Because with cars, you fill the radiator, and you fire it up and let it run a little bit, with the radiator cap off, and then it fills in. Like it draws down and you put in more water.
Yeah, but it usually takes a good 20-30 minutes to do that. To bleed all the air out of the system.
Yeah, but I don't want to just leave it running with the cap off if it's going to puke out.
Yeah. We got to get one of the funnels to do that.
One
There's
of the
the funnels you put up top, and you fill it about halfway.
Does the funnel screw onto the
Yeah.
thing? Oh, that'd be really handy.
Yeah, they make them. I don't have one. I want one.
What do they
really bad.
cost?
I don't know. I'll look them up
Probably
tonight.
$300.
No, they're only like, they're a little more than a normal funnel.
If this is like a $10 thing, send me a link. I'll order one. Because that'd be awesome. If I had like a big funnel here, I could just do it.
And then they give you a plug, so the coolant you have in the funnel, when you're done, you plug it.
Oh,
and
okay.
you pull it
Yeah.
off.
Well, I did the amount of coolant in there. I got to top it off with the water.
All right.
Well, it starts. It runs.
Yeah, it does.
What are you looking up, Batman?
Sanity checking myself.
Smoking like a bitch.
I got all the windows done unless there's anything else I can help with.
Sure, there's a million things you can do.
There's an engine I pulled apart.
We could go play stickers. Totally play stickers.
We'll go do that.
When you just, I saw that the oil pressure was sitting kind of high when we were messing with it earlier. I don't know if did that settle at all?
No, oil pressure's still up there. It's
Well, you're not on.
now it's at 0. You ready?
Okay.
Are we supposed to have 80 pounds of oil pressure?
Reading? The one all the way on the end.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was saying we had about 80 pounds of oil pressure.
I have no idea what it's actually supposed to be at.
Okay.
Well, does it have a red mark of like danger, danger, or no?
No,
I'll have to look that up.
Where's the 80 mark at? Like
towards the top.
in the middle of the gauge?
No, it's towards the top.
Oh, is it a
When I
sideways
said
gauge?
it's towards the
Oh.
top, that means it's towards the top. It's on the right side of the gauge.
But it's
top.
not the maximum top, is it?
Damn near.
Put it in gear.
Clear. It's like way the hell up there. So it's reading.
What should a Merc Cruiser 4-cylinder engine oil pressure be?
Here, I'll show it for the blog. Maybe they'll have input. Oh, new clip. Alright, I'm getting blog for you, Batman, for you and Adam. Here's where the temp's at.
Just gotta look at the manual.
Okay, here's the oil pressure.
What's the horsepower of this?
This is
170?
Okay, 140 was saying about 40 to 50 at the most.
this is the Merc Cruiser 170.
We'll be back.
You need a minute to fill the filter and all that.
That's what I'm thinking, maybe, because now the oil pressure is hanging down about 35, I guess. Focus, you fuck. There's your oil pressure. There's the temperature. So it's warmed right up, and the oil pressure is down to where it should be. Hey, Batman! I can't get it to go back down without pushing. I gotta push on that to get it back down to idle.
Alright, might just be some linkage mojo.
A linkage or a spring or something, but it needs to come back a little bit. Because this is where it's gonna spend a lot of its life.
Right.
I don't want to be stuck up in a high idle. Alright, I'm gonna shut it down. Temps up at, there's a line between 160 and 240 that looks like about 200.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be sitting.
So it's, I'm not going to open up that cap right now, I tell you that.
Oh, it's fun when you do that.
It's supposed to be sitting at like 140, 160.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, we're way up above 160.
We replaced the thermostat on this one, correct?
Yeah. No, we did thermostat on yours.
Where is the thermostat on this one?
Usually it's somewhere up in the front.
Yeah, it's
Where's
under
your
that.
water
It's under
line?
that main.
It's under here and
No, no,
here and here.
It's under the. By the oil dipstick, you can see it.
It's under here? Yeah, that looks
should
about
be the
right.
thermostat.
Alright, that'll suck. Alright.
Can she be drinking this water?
Hey! Hey! Don't drink that, you fuckhead.
No.
Dad, it tastes like engine. It's good.
Yummy.
Oh, I'm in trouble now.
Look at that face.
No regrets. No fucks are given at all.
Totally worth it.
Sick of boats.
We'll be back.
It was the best timing ever. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm groovy. Just getting some shots of your art show happening up here.
Yeah, cool.
Hi.
Hi.
There's like people. We got the art show thing happening here. The gamer dudes are hanging out in the gift shop this week. Cool. Oh, there is a tournament this week.
Smash Brothers,
Okay.
not the other one.
Oh, okay. This is cool. So this is the Open Doors art show thing.
Yes.
Okay.
All of the students participated with art that spoke to them.
Okay.
We've got photography, drawing, wood turning.
And this runs all week or all weekend.
It runs tomorrow.
Okay.
Today and tomorrow. Just the receptionist tonight.
Cool.
And It's Cinco de Mayo, so we partnered up with Kitchen Station. We're providing tortillas and quesadillas.
Cool. Yeah, I saw the mountain of chips. This is neat. Cool. We took 3 steps forward and 1 step back on the boat.
Yeah. What broke?
The bellows. We may have to take the entire outdrive off again.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's a thing. And we're trying to get the idle sorted, and we still haven't got the linkage sorted, but it starts, and that's something. So I'm gonna hang out up here and have some chips and just be cool. We'll be back.
Today's Captain's Blog welcomes our newest sponsor, Michael Meredith. Thank you, sir, for joining the Weird.